as everyone's fully aware, we have rolled out a new template for our county websites. I think it's a much needed change from the old templates. The old templates served us well for a long time, but I think these new templates are very attractive, will offer us a lot of flexibility in engaging with our clients in the county, as well as help keep, there's some parts of this website that will stay updated and current without us having to do a thing. So with all that being said, I did want to dive in today in this video on and show how to create a page for the website and kind of go through the methodology that we're using here in the Central region for University of Tennessee Extension on how we're going to go about adding program pages, adding events and things like that to our programmatic pages. So as you can see here, I'm inside the Volunteer County, which is a testing site that mirrors the site template that we're using for the counties. And for this example, I'm using the 4-H page. Now this is the 4-H, for this example, this is the 4-H program page that everyone has on their current county websites or their new county websites. And as we've talked about in the Central region, we're using these program pages as more of a static page, a snapshot as to what extension is in your county. So this paragraph up here is pretty much just an explanation of what 4-H is in the Volunteer County, the example county that we're using. So what we need to do now is add some parts to this page so that we can create some program pages underneath it. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm logged into the site, I'm going to go into Site Actions and click on Edit Page at the very top. When I do that, all of the editable parts of the page are now highlighted. You can see page content, I can change the title, page content number 1, and so on and so forth. So what I want to do, again, this is a paragraph that we write that's a snapshot into our county's 4-H programs or ag programs or FCS programs, whatever the case may be. So what I want to do is create kind of a page break and then start listing some programs underneath that so we can create some pages for it. And for this example, I'm just going to use some kind of arbitrary program and just create something just to show how to do it. So in going with the green border kind of page break there, I'm going to, with the cursor blinking where it is now, just a couple spaces below the main paragraph, I'm going to go into Markup Styles and select Color Heading 2 with green border. When I do that, I can just start typing, and I'm going to type 4-H programs. Now if I hit enter, it's going to keep the same formatting that it had on the line the line before it. So to reset that, I'm just going to go back into my markup styles and select paragraph. So when I do that, I got my normal cursor blinking, and when I list things, my mind just always defaults to bullet points. It's not the only way that you can do it. There are several different options that you can use, but for this example, I am just going to use a bulleted list. So I'm going to go into the toolbar up here and click on the bullets, and you see there it gives me a bullet. So I'm going to type in XYZ programs or program. Okay, again, this is just an arbitrary program, just something I'm going to use to show this example. So now this text is fine, it matches this text, but being that we're listing programs here, I want it to be a little bit fancier, so I'm going to highlight that XYZ program and then go into the markup styles, and I'm going to give it a heading 4. I mean, you could use whatever you wanted to here, but I am just going to select heading 4. Okay, so now that we have our program listed there, and we could go on and list several programs here, but the next thing I need to do is create the page for this program, and then I'm going to come back and link this word here to that new page, but there's nothing I can do right now until I create that page. So I'm going to go into Publish, select Publish, and then continue, and that's going to publish this page. So now we've got our page break with the programs, XYZ program. I'm good to go. So what I want to do now is go into Site Actions, and I need to create my page. So I'm going to select New Page, and I'm going to title this XYZ program. And since I am testing this on the on our testing site, and other regions have access to it, I'm going to just put in parentheses here, or I'm just going to type in Central Region so people know that it's me that created this and that I am testing this. So I will click Create. So when I click create, I come to a section where I've got just this simple page, just a one-page content at the top with 3 content areas below it. I've got the title. If I wanted to, I could change the title. Right now the title shows up as XYZ Program Central Region. Let's say that I just want to take out that central region. So I'll just delete that there. And then when I'm ready to type something, I will just click in the page content area, and you can see I get my ribbon. Now I don't really have any text that I'm going to put in here, so I'm going to go out to the web and I'm going to grab some text from the web. And I am just going to go to a Wikipedia page about hockey. So again, just looking for some text that I can quickly grab and paste in there. So I'm going to select all of this text. Now, one thing that we want to keep in mind when we're selecting text from a website or even from Microsoft Word or any other word editing or document editing, anything, when we're copying text, there's formatting language behind this text that gives it its font size, font type, color, different things like that. So anytime, again, whether it's a website or whether I'm copying from Word or anything, anytime I copy text, I want to open up a notepad and I want to paste that text in there so that I can, when I paste that text in there and I recopy this, I am simply getting the text with no formatting behind it. So I will copy this, copy, and I'll go back to my website. And again, I am just going to put some text in here, and I'm going to Control V to just paste it. Okay, so now we've got our text in there. I need to go through and create those paragraph breaks that were listed. Again, when we pasted it in the notepad, it cleared all of that formatting out. So I just need to get that taken care of. And let's say that I want to put and I'm going to get rid of that empty space at the top. So now let's say that I want to add an image to this page. I've already uploaded this page or this image into the images folder in my SharePoint site, and I'll show how to do that in another video. But I want to add that image in here, so I'm going to go into Insert in the Editing Tools, and I'm going to select Picture, and from SharePoint. And it's going to take me to the county that I'm in, and I upload all of our images into the images folder. So I'll select images, and I am just going to grab one of these images here. Since I'm doing a 4H thing, I'm just going to grab this 4H image here and select OK. And it's going to import that image. Now it's a little bit bigger than what I want it, so I want it to be about 150 pixels wide. I just know that from experience. You can play with this up or down however you want. So I'm just going to type in 150 up here in the horizontal size. And since I have the lock aspect ratio checked, it's going to automatically change the vertical size when I click enter. So there we go. I've got that the right size. Now I'm going to move my paragraph to start at the very bottom. If I was to hit backspace one more time, it would delete this picture. As you can see, the bottom of that picture lines up with this line. Because that picture is so high, it creates empty space here. Now if I wanted to, I could hit enter, and let's say I needed to put a title here. So I'm gonna type this is my title, and I'm gonna highlight it, and I'm gonna give it a heading 2. Okay, perfect. So now the only thing that I really don't like here is when we get this up here, it may be a little bit too close, and I want the text to wrap fully, not just starting at the bottom here. So I'm going to select the picture. I'll know I have the picture selected when I have all these dots around it. I'll go into Design. The first thing I'm going to do is create a little, about 10 pixels of horizontal space. You see how that just gives me some space there beside it. And then I'm going to click Position, and you can see as I mouse over the different positions, it shows what it would look like if this changed. But I'm going to select Left. And I am happy with that for right now. So I'm going to select Publish and Continue. So now I've got my XYZ program page. Obviously this, if this was a true program, I would have some more stuff, and I'm going to get in kind of editing this page, maybe changing some layout, adding some different things to it. But for now, I'm happy with this page. It talks about the program. It gives that user all the information they would want. So what I want to do now is go back to my original page, my 4H program page, where I created the XYZ program. So now I need to make this right here link to that page that I just created. So I'll go into Site Actions, Edit Page, and I'm going to highlight this, go into Insert, click the link drop-down options, and I'm going to insert it from SharePoint, because what I'm doing is I'm going to link to the page that I just created. Since I just created that page in SharePoint, it lives in SharePoint, or in the file directory on our site. So I'm going to click from SharePoint. It'll take me to, again, to this page here where I have all of the files. So I will select Pages, and I'm going to find the page that I just created, which is XYZ Programs. And let me go to the next 30. And there it is. It was 31 of 30, so it was on a second page. So I will select this. You can see down here my file directory changes. I'll select OK. And because when I click on that, it's going to take me to another page within this site, I don't need to have it open in a new tab. So I'm good to click on Publish. Publish again. You can type some comments in there if you want. I'm going to click Continue. So now when the user comes to our 4-H page and they see, or maybe it's FCS, maybe it's agriculture, whatever, when they come to this page, they're going to see this article, and they're going to come down here, and when if this program is of interest to them, when they click on it, it'll take them right to the program page where we offer a description of the program, information. In the next video, we're going to talk about changing this program page up a little bit. Going to go through uploading a document, linking that document, creating a side menu bar. But that'll be it for now for creating the page. Thanks for your time.